programming, math, and business. Data science is a combination of these three skills, but that does not mean that these are the only skills you need to become a data scientist. You also need machine learning, software, and data analysis skills. But don't worry, I will give you all the resources you need to become a data scientist in this video. Let's do this. Let's start with math. At the very core, there are three topics that you need to master in math. First topic is linear algebra. Linear algebra is important to understand how data is represented in machine learning models. When you are training a model, you are actually performing some operations on matrices and vectors. Without linear algebra, you won't be able to understand what's happening under the hood of these models. Even the basic operations like principal component analysis, which is used to reduce the dimensions of your data, require a solid understanding of linear algebra concepts. Second topic that you need to cover is calculus. Calculus helps you understand how machine learning models learn from data. When you are training a model and the model makes a wrong prediction, calculus tells you how to adjust the model to make better predictions next time. This process is also called gradient descent, which is at the heart of most machine learning algorithms. Without the understanding of calculus, you will miss the heart of machine learning. Lastly, you would also need to learn probability and statistics. Probability helps you understand uncertainty in your data and make predictions about the future events. For example, when you are building a spam detection model, you are actually calculating the probability of an email being spam based on its content. Statistics, on the other hand, help you draw meaningful conclusions from your data and validate your findings. Within statistics, you need to cover both descriptive and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics help you summarize and visualize your data. It covers topics like mean, median, mode, and standard deviation. These concepts help you understand the basic properties of your data before you even start building models. Inferential statistics, on the other hand, help you make predictions based on data available to you. It includes hypothesis testing, confidence intervals, and regression analysis. These concepts become useful when you want to know whether your findings are statistically significant or just random chance. Now that you know all the math that you need to learn, let me show you how to learn it. Khan Academy has actually made our life very easy. They have a lecture series on all the three main topics that we discussed: linear algebra, calculus, and probability and statistics. All you need to do is go through all the three topics in order. These series are beginner friendly and a great place to start. But as you go through them, I want you to keep one thing in mind. These lectures are quite comprehensive and cover a lot of different concepts. Some people might find it overwhelming to absorb all this information at once. I want you to take your time, but do not try to remember everything. Our goal is not to memorize things. We want to understand some core ideas and later use them when we study machine learning. But before we can get into machine learning, we need to do some programming. When it comes to programming for data science, we have two programming languages to choose from. First, we have R, which is purely designed for statistics and data analysis. Second and more popular option is Python. Python can be used for applications beyond data science. I would recommend picking Python as your programming language. Python has amazing libraries like Pandas for data manipulation, NumPy for numerical computations, and scikit-learn for machine learning. These libraries make Python a perfect choice for data science. But how do we really learn Python? I recommend learning Python by doing actual coding in Python. You can use an interactive website like learnpython.org. On this website, complete the tutorials on learning the basics and data science tutorial. As always, play with the code and complete the exercise portion. As I was making this video, I realized that it might be difficult for some people to follow my learning path with all these different resources. So I decided to add one solution that I particularly like because it covers everything you need in one place. You see, when it comes to data science, interactive learning is very important. That's why I recommend the learning path from DataCamp. With DataCamp, you will learn by doing using short videos and hands-on interactive exercises. You can code and practice within their platform. I'm really excited to tell you about their Associate Data Scientist in Python certificate. This program not only teaches you all the skills that you need to become a data scientist, it also includes a certification that you can attempt to become a certified data scientist. With DataCamp, you can learn SQL, Python, R, machine learning, and AI all in one place. After learning these technologies, you can also get certified to prove to the employers that you have got all the skills needed for the job. I will leave a link to DataCamp in the description. Other than Python, I also want you to learn SQL or SQL. SQL is the language of databases. As a data scientist, You will spend a lot of time querying data from different sources. In many data science interviews, they specifically test your SQL skills because it's such an important part of the job. To learn SQL, we'll write some SQL queries. So go to this website called W3 Schools and do some hands-on tutorials. Make sure to go through at least the SQL tutorial portion at the top. Please note that I did not cover data structures and algorithms here because not all companies ask them for data science interviews. But I want you to know that there are some companies that have coding interviews which require a basic understanding of data structures and algorithms. If you are planning to prepare for these coding interviews, you can sign up for my free email newsletter on instabyte.io. I will send you one popular interview problem and its solution in your inbox every week. I will leave the link in the comments. Finally, we are ready to do some machine learning. For machine learning, I recommend this machine learning specialization by Andrew Ng on Coursera. If you don't already know, Andrew Ng is the founder of Coursera and works as a professor at Stanford. His original course on machine learning is probably the world's most watched machine learning course. In this specialization, he has made his original course even better. This specialization contains 3 courses: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and advanced algorithms. These courses will cover all the popular algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, and random forests. It will also introduce you to neural networks and deep learning. And the best part is that you can get this course for free if you audit it. If you really want to have a deep understanding of ML, this is the best course out there. Once you are done with this course, head over to Kaggle and do some hands-on practice. On Kaggle, you can see the projects that others have built. You can follow along in the beginning and build some confidence. When you feel comfortable, you can participate in one of their competitions. This will help you in 2 ways. 1. It will give you confidence that you can complete data science projects independently. 2. You will build a portfolio of projects that you can mention in your resume. These projects will be crucial when you start applying for jobs because they show employers that you can actually apply what you have learned to solve real problems. The last skill that we need to cover today is business. I know this sounds vague and you must be thinking why a data scientist would need knowledge of business. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you work as a data scientist at YouTube. You have decided to remove the like button from YouTube because let's face it, many people don't like the video even when they are clearly enjoying it. But you cannot just wake up one day and decide to remove a button. You will design an A/B experiment to do this. In this experiment, you will remove the like button for a small section of users and collect some metrics. What metrics would you look at to decide if you can remove the like button? And this is where the business knowledge comes in. For example, you might look at the watch time to see if removing the like button affects how long people stay on the platform. Or you might track the number of shares to see if the engagement is affected. These decisions require you to understand both the technical and business aspect of the problem. Many people choose to go deeper into AI after learning data science. If you want to know how to learn AI and get certified by NVIDIA, watch this video. My name is Sahil and I'll see you in the next one.